Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Daily Huddle. My name is Giovanni Gonzalez, and happy birthday to Mary Pat.
Mary Pat, happy
Thanks.
birthday!
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Pat, for being here on your birthday. This makes it super special. I am truly, truly, truly honored to know you. You always bring a life. You bring life to the Daily Huddle and everywhere you are. Happy birthday, Mary Pat.
Thank you.
Hey, Mary Pat.
That is awesome. Today we have an awesome conversation, really a current conversation, very relevant conversation with an unbelievable human being. I can't wait to get us started. And I want to just say two things about the Daily Huddle. And this is a conversation we have Monday through Friday. And we started it a couple of weeks ago, 40, how many episodes, Sorrel?
Today is episode 50, Giovanni.
50
Yeah.
episodes ago to create a context to start the day for as many people as we can. We say here that the way you start your day gives you the rest of your day, and the way that you live each day gives you the rest of your life. And so it's a critical conversation to leave a seed for as long as we can, for as far as we can. It's always my privilege to introduce the co-host, the #1 executive coaching expert, my mentor and friend, Sorrel J. Catan. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Giovanni. It is my privilege to co-host with you, my friend, my business partner, and my accomplice in causing great lives for ourselves and for others. You are the #1 transformational leadership coach, and I'm honored to be with you and honored to be with all of you. And today's conversation is rather, it's a big deal for me because I get to introduce someone who taught me how to be an adult. I've been this little kid who wanted to get attention. I've been this little kid who wanted to look good. And then I got introduced to a conversation that transformed me forever. And that conversation is that I get to be an adult because I say I am an adult, not because I act like one. Like I could be acting silly and being an adult, right? It's like there's just so much freedom that Jo Blackwell-Preston created for my life and what I do. So Jo, I'm honored to introduce you. So I want to say about you so the world can hear who you are, not just who you are for me. So, Jo from a very young age knew that she wanted to be a hairdresser. Like, it doesn't matter what you look like, who you are, or where you're from. You go to Dop Dop on Mercer Street in New York, man, you're going to walk out a superstar. And Jo's combined her experience from several places to meld it into this beautiful melting pot. That's her team in New York City to create what Dop Dop is for the world, for herself, for employees, for her clients. And I'm reading Jo's bio, and what touches me the most is Jo's words about herself and who she is in the world. This is what Jo says. God has me where I need to be at every moment. And if I don't fight it and go with it, I end up where I need to be. After 25 years in the industry, both behind the chair and on stage, I have learned that we are all on the same team. We're one colorist, and we share the same goal to make our clients look and feel better than they did when they came in. Never forget why we're really in business. It isn't to compete. It isn't to debase one another. It's to make a positive difference in the lives of people. What a foundation for a company, what a foundation for a team, what a foundation for what the Daily Huddle is. And you're speaking, Jo. Good morning.
this morning. So I'm really excited to be here because, as you probably know, wherever you are in the world right now, we are in this interesting time, this fluid, interesting time. And I was speaking to Sorrel about what it is to own a business in a city that's still shut down, what it is to keep your team together when it seems like the world is coming unglued. So, Sorrel, do you want to share the question that's on the docket today? And I can.
Yeah. Let's create the context for what you're about to say. And the question is this: insights from someone who's not only had COVID-19, but recovered from it. And what's the impact on you and your business? That is today's conversation.
Just wanted to turn the AC off so it was clear. The sound's better. So let's just start at the beginning. I woke up March 13th and I looked at my husband and I said, it doesn't feel right in my gut. I don't think we should send the kids to school today. And that was way before things started shutting down. And he looked at me and he said, you know what, let's not wake them up. Let's just let them sleep. And let's go today and buy computers for them because we have a feeling that the whole thing is going to go into lockdown. So we did. We ran to Costco and we found some HP computers on sale, gave them each their own laptop, and we started a new world. We stayed open Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just a few days, trying to get all of the clients in before we knew that they were going to close down the city. By Tuesday, everybody was canceling, and we felt it was socially irresponsible to stay open. So we shut down the company early before the rest of the city shut down. Within a week, school was canceled, the whole city was shutting down. By the weekend, I was not feeling well at all. And I didn't know why. And I had this incredible pain all over my body, like I had done 15 rounds in a boxing match. So I called my doctor. And I said to my doctor, and my doctor is an extraordinary man. He answered the phone on the first ring on his cell phone. And he's like, Jo, what's up? And I was like, Marie, I'm sick. I don't know what's wrong with me. I feel like I've been beat up. And I work out a lot. And the cough started, and then the fever started, the chills started, and I went through 2 weeks of being incredibly ill. The short version I'll tell you is that my doctor made me get a blood oxygen reader immediately for my finger. And I ordered it on Amazon Prime. It came the next day. I took my temperature every hour. I took my blood oxygen every hour. And there was a week in there that my brain was scrambled eggs. I don't remember anything. I slept 16 hours a day on my Fitbit, logged me sleeping 16 hours a day. And my doctor said to me, Jo, things in New York are going to get hot really quick. So your job is to, the good news is you're healthy. The bad news is you can't treat a virus. So your job is to take great care of yourself, stay home, stay isolated, sweat this out. Don't let your fever get above 102, and don't let your blood oxygen get below 92. Stay hydrated with lots of heat. I drank hot water with macerated mint, lemon, ginger, clove, and cinnamon sticks every 20 minutes for the next 2 weeks. I lost 15 pounds. I don't remember a lot of it. And I had to run my company and keep my staff together in the process. Now, I'm really lucky. My husband is my operations manager, and my best friend is my GM of my company. And by the grace of God, my husband not only was helping me run the company, he was helping take care of me and the kids. I have 2 teenage children. Both of our kids and my husband were all sick in January with know what it was. And I was on the road. I am a international artist for L'Oreal Professional, and I lead classes and teach all over the world every weekend for L'Oreal Professional. So in the month of January, when my entire family was sick, I was on 16 flights in 7 different cities in 1 month. So I wasn't home. I didn't catch anything from them. And they all had a very mild case, and the cough was the worst part, and they all got through it. So when I got sick, nobody got sick around me because my whole family had already been there. So, but my husband Kamal and my best friend Sherry, they stayed in communication with me clearly every day, and we had to run a company. In the process, our staff was scared. You know, they were having trouble getting on unemployment. They didn't know what they were going to do with their time, and most of them were afraid that they might be sick. And I think that that's really where the most important part of this conversation lies, is that when your team, and I'm sure many of you have companies that you work inside of and that you work alongside of, or that you run, or that your leadership is involved in that team. When your team is concerned or scared or frightened, a leader is someone who gives them the facts and keeps it moving. That's what a leader does. So without letting the team know that I was deathly ill, I put on my makeup, put on my fake eyelashes, pulled my hair back, and would get into conversations with them on FaceTime. Put your cheeks on, smile, and keep it moving. And listen, because a leader listens. And so that's what I did. And there was a moment in there, and I can only share this now because here we are, about 8 weeks later. There was a moment in there where I was really, really a little delusional. Like I couldn't remember anything. The fever was bad. I was really weak. Like things were just a little bit delusional for me. And I had this moment, I was like, I got really scared myself. And I had this thought, I thought, well, if God takes me, and that's very possible because people were dying at that point. People were dying. 800 people a day were dying in New York. I live in New York. I was like, if God takes me, well, here's the good news. The good news is I've got a great life insurance policy. My husband can pay off the house. He's an awesome hands-on dad. My kids will have their father, and he'll keep the business running. He and Sherry will keep the business running, and my team will be able to go on without me, and all is well. And it's great to be able to say that after the fact. It was not great when I was in it. Just want to be really honest. My doctor made me sleep sitting up for 2 weeks. I was propped up with a bunch of pillows holding me up so that I wouldn't catch pneumonia. Because the thing about COVID is if your lungs fill up with liquid, people were drowning in their own bodies. That's what COVID does. It drowns you in your lungs. And so he made me sleep sitting up. And the dog was at my feet on the Chase Lounge with lots of blankets, and I sweated out. Now, I say that to say I don't want anyone to feel sorry for me. Those are just the facts. Okay, I just share that to let you know what the experience is of COVID. My experience was of COVID. And coming out of COVID, one of my neighbors across the street who owns the bodega on the corner, who I get my coffee from every day, he went into the hospital on a Friday and died on a Wednesday. So it's run through New York City like a bad brush fire. And we're still closed. So the minute I got better, the minute I started feeling like, and this was probably Palm Sunday. I remember Palm Sunday waking up going, oh, I have to go get palms. Oh, I don't have the strength to go and get palms. And the church was just going to pass them out on the sidewalk. So I went to a CVS, in New York, CVS is like a drugstore. And I went to a CVS in a very ethnic neighborhood, like they're like very Latina neighborhood. And they took the palms and they made them into these beautiful crosses for Easter. And I was like, okay, I'm buying my palms at CVS, but I need something in my house that represents Easter, because Easter's coming and I'm not going to go to Cleveland and see my family. And Easter's been canceled, basically. All the plans we had. It's my mother's 75th birthday. Everything we had thought we were going to do was not going to happen. And I was starting to feel better. So I got the palms and I fixed up the house and everything was great. And by Easter Sunday, I was cooking a rack of lamb and feeling like myself. Easter Monday, I said to my team, we have to start having Zoom staff meetings every Monday. And we've done that since. And I shared with them after the fact that I was sick. Some knew, they could tell, because they know me well. And I say that to say, you can never let up on your team. You can never let go of your team. You can never give up on your team, and you can never give up on yourself. So by Easter, I had risen in a really funny way. And Erica is saying in the chat, Erica Wright is one of my employees, and she said, thank God every day for a boss like me. Thanks, Erica. I love you too. And that's about it, but I just wanted to give you a sense of what it was like. And then I invite you to look in your life and see, what do you see for yourself? What questions might you have? My team is up and running. We are getting ready. I put together a promotion. It's on our Instagram right now. If you go to Dop Instagram stories, you can see it. And while I was sick, I asked the team to make little signs, and they say, may our comeback be better than our setback. I can't even remember what it says now. That's the other thing. My brain's not totally back yet. So there's a little bit of damage there. I'm still can't, I have very little memory right now, but I'm working on it. But it says, may our comeback be better than the setback. We've missed you at Dop, and we want to welcome you back. So if you go to our Dop Instagram, you can see all of the staff members. About 75% of the team got involved and made little signs, and each one of them are in succession to welcome our clients back. We do not have a start date in New York City. We don't even have an open date in New York City. And a hair salon is not on the top list of what's going to come back quickly. So what there is to do is to be patient, to keep the team innovative and excited and inspired, and stay in classes on Zoom and grow ourselves so that when we come back, all the right protocols are in place and we can welcome our clients back. I know that we didn't talk a lot about the salon, but our salon is 3,750 square feet. We have 30 employees. We do $3 million a year. We don't just do it's not a mom and pop shop. It's a huge business. And I've been a hairdresser for 37 years, and I've owned my salon in New York City for 25 years. We're one of the most respected, renowned, largest salons in Manhattan. And we don't know when we're coming back, but when we come back, we will come back and serve our clients with pride, love, and integrity.
Awesome.
Welcome back, Jo. But you were never gone. Never gone. Dop is never gone. And I'm so inspired by the legacy that you're creating and will never leave. So thank you for being transparent. Thank you for being here. Everyone on the call wants a piece of you. And Sheila's always the first to take a piece of our expert.
That's right. Thank you, Sorrel. Jo, that was just beautiful. And, thank God you're here. God wasn't done with you yet. And, really from your sharing, especially as a newly entrepreneur who's really 100% out there now, because I've been in that bubble and in an office for 12 years. I came out in the world and it was kind of like, oh my God, people do this? Oh, wow. I mean, it was like a kid in a candy store. So I really want to thank you. And what I'm really taking away from this conversation today is never give up. Never, ever, ever give up. Thank you so much for the gift you've been today in my life.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
You know, Sheila, I was in the Trade Center the night before it went down.
Wow.
Landmark Worldwide was in the Trade Center, and I was there the night before it went down, and I was supposed to be there the morning of for an assisting agreement.
Mm.
And when I wasn't there, because I got a little tipsy the night before,
Right.
the agreement, I'm just being honest, I knew in that moment that God wasn't done with me yet. And Dop has endured, we're 10 blocks from the World Trade Center.
Wow.
We've endured the 9/11, the stock market crash of 2008, so many different changes in Soho. We're in the same place we've been for 25 years. And we're not done. We got work to do.
I got it.
Mhm.
It's great. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Joe. Karina.
Hi, Joe. Great to hear your story.
Hi, honey. How are you?
Good, I'm good. So I was just thinking, like, it was just so great to listen to you share. You know, I know you in a certain light, you know, and I know that you have this great, phenomenal business. And I loved hearing how you shared about your team and all of that. And I guess my one question is, you were mentioning about your memory. And I was wondering if there was like, you know, like how do you deal with that? You know what I mean? Like, what is it? Do you have like brain exercises? You really got me in that one moment when you said, I have a hard time remembering, you know?
So it's kind of like, I'm a very focused person, and I'm really great at focusing on one thing, but I also have this extraordinary ability to do 10 things at once.
Yeah.
And right now it's like squirrel. So distracted. I have to stay really focused. I'm working really hard on staying present, you know, and I lead courses for Landmark Worldwide, and being present is something that we practice. And I'm really practicing now. I write things down. I never go anywhere now without a little notepad, because like even for today, I have a little notepad because I can't remember anything. I'm writing everything down. And my doctor said that, you know, that's a common thing that people are experiencing, and that it'll come back. When New York opens back up, though, I have some lung damage from 9/11. And so I had some lung damage during COVID, and my heart doesn't feel right completely. So when everything opens back up, I've got all kinds of tests I'm going to be taking. I'm going to a cardiologist. I'm going to have a stress test. I'm going to have an EEG done, like a brain test. And I'm just going to really my doctor wants to do a full workup on me, just to see what's happened after the fact.
Yeah.
Things that have happened. And I can't explain it, Corinna. I wish I had the words, but I don't.
Yeah.
Being with it. I'm granting my brain being.
That's great. That's great. Thank you for sharing.
That capacity is still there, and it's beautiful. We have 3 more questions, right? We'll go Thomas, Andrea, and then Mary Pat. Thomas, go ahead.
Yes. I get from what you said, it's really cool. Stay the course, and it's your life, your choice. And the biggest thing I got was continue to serve well and create a legacy called you. And that's very important. If you get nothing else, create the legacy called you.
Thank you, Thomas. I think being of service is my life. I've been of service to others for 37 years. And when you can make a difference for someone else, you disappear. And as you disappear, the world goes forward. So I've always, as a hairdresser, I've always cared for others and want them to feel beautiful from the inside out. And that's my commitment. And so when you serve another, the world gets served.
Well, I've got to say one thing about this notepad and pen. I've had several heart attacks, and I've always said, and I always will say, pen and paper remembers better than I do, and it's okay.
Good on you, Thomas. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank
Okay.
you. And
Hey,
Andrea,
yes. Good morning, everyone. Joe, thank you so much for sharing your story and your experience during COVID-19. Is an example of force and strength. So I thank you for that. I went to your site and I learned that you actually entered beauty school at the age of 15, and which is impressive. You knew from the get-go and you had that passion with you. So from your interviews, my question is, from your interview, I've heard a lot about serving others. From your site, I read the passion that you have about being a hairdresser and actually learning and studying and becoming that person you want to be. My question is, in addition to the passion and serving others, is there any other things that you could share with us as business owners that could help us overcome not just the challenge of COVID-19, which is something that we all need to overcome because that's the new norm? Any other things that you can share with us besides serving others and passion?
The biggest thing I can say is surround yourself with brilliant people. My originating circle, and that's a term that I use as a wisdom course leader, the people around me, my most important people in my life, are good human beings, and they're all smarter than I am. I like being the dumbest person in the room. Because if you're the smartest person in the room, you're not learning it.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I love it.
My PPP, my payroll protection program, and the EIDL, I got accepted for both of them because the people that I worked with to do it, I had my best friend who was a senior vice president at BlackRock. She's amazing and super smart. I had my lawyer who is the most humble cat, but he's really intelligent. I had my team, my accountants, my CPAs help me get all my paperwork together. And I surround myself with people that are smarter than I am. My best friend, Sherry, she's run one of the biggest retail organizations in the world. She's on this call right now, Sherry Madden. And I surround myself with people that are smarter than I am. And I think the greatest gift you can give yourself is to keep learning. And if you think you're smarter than everybody else, you're going on a one-way track down. You're not going to grow. So be the dumbest person. I gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen twice as much as you speak and say half of what you hear. So I keep my mouth shut, my ears open, and I surround myself with extraordinary human beings.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Awesome, Joe. Thank you. Now, Joe, we have people who want to speak to you. It's 9:30, and I want to be clear about that and ask you for your permission to continue.
I would love to stay on. If you have to leave, you're welcome to go. I know that it's time to be complete, and I will remain on for whoever wants to speak. Absolutely.
All right, so we'll take 4 more. That'll be Mary Pat, Rose, and Maria, and then we'll give Giovanni the opportunity to give you your last words and close the day, right? So Mary Pat, you go ahead.
Joe, I just want to thank you for the gift you've given me today. It's my birthday, as you know, from the beginning. And just the gift of knowing that every human being counts and everything we do counts. And your love for the Lord is so exciting for me. Thank you for who you are in the world and the difference you make. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Rose, it's your turn. And then Maria.
Thanks. Hey, Joe, good morning. So Joe, so Governor Cuomo has said I've heard him say, there's an opportunity here. Like, it's not about getting back to where we were before this whole thing happened, but really taking the opportunity to look and see where to from here. So as you think about your business, right, it was the way it was when you walked out, but now that you're coming back, what are you thinking about where to from here? Like whatever reinvention or recreation you're thinking about. Would you share with us?
Great, Rose. That's a great question. So there's a couple of things that we're really clear on. So we're doing some renovations in the salon so that the space is actually a different space when people walk in. We're having all the floors ripped up and new floors put down. We're changing the color of the salon. We're actually redesigning our entire staff room so our staff has a beautiful environment to have their lunch in. I know that sounds crazy, but that's really important to us, that they know that we're doing something directly for them. The other thing is that the protocols that are in place. My biggest, the most important thing for me, if there was like a most important thing, is that the clients feel our love, our invitation, and that they feel safe. I think it's your birthright to have to want to belong. And DOP clients do have a sense of belonging. They belong. We are an invitation for people, not only to feel beautiful and look beautiful, but we're a family. So I think going forward, and I also am very clear that a lot of companies are not going to make it through this crisis because it's been so long that they're not going to be able to get themselves back. If they didn't get assistance or they don't have whatever it is, I know that not everyone's going to come back. So we also have to provide the space for other hairdressers if they need a place to be and want to work, that we invite them in and that they feel safe. Every single one of you has a hairdresser. Every single one of you knows the power of touch that we provide. We're licensed to touch people. And what there is to have the narrative be that hairdressers are healing. They have healing hands and healing hearts. And that's the opportunity here, is to serve our clients in a way that they feel great, that they feel acknowledged and special and loved and taken care of. This is a real opportunity for every one of us to make a deeper difference than we have in the past, to listen with more love and encouragement. This is a chance for all of us to have an impact on healing the country. And it doesn't matter if you're a hairdresser, it doesn't matter what work you're in, it doesn't matter what your job is, you have the power to heal somebody, just in who you be. And I think that is like, for me, the opportunity is to put my arms around all of it. But I think the opportunity is there for all of us to put our arms around all of it and hold each other up. So it's not just a haircut. I'm not just a hairdresser. We have an extraordinary gift, each and every one of us, to give to another. And that's why we're here.
Thank you.
Jo.
Thank you. Maria.
So, Jo Blackwell-Preston, thank you for being my hero. Thank you for healing yourself. And thank you for being resilient and sharing your story with us this morning. And I know you're all about teamwork and you speak about teamwork. My question is, what is it you see in teamwork that we can do regarding the uprising regarding George Floyd?
Oh, I'm heartbroken about George Floyd. I'm not going to lie. For those of you that don't know me, my husband is Black and my children are Black. And I have a 14-year-old young lion, my son, and he says, Mom, but I'm half white. And I'm like, that's not what the world sees. The world sees your dreadlocks, and you have to be an intelligent, young, strong man. The one thing that I would say is I wish we would stop using labels of Black people, white people, Asian people. I hate that. We're all human beings. And I've always said, if you unzip us out of our skin, we're all the same. And I wish the world would see that.
Mhm.
My, what's happening in Minneapolis right now, I'm not going to lie, is very, very frightening to me.
Mhm.
My girlfriend owns a salon, and they looted her salon. And she's a single mom with 2 kids, 2 teenagers that she's raising, and they broke into her shop and stole everything, and the building next door is on fire, and it's not good. And we're all responsible, we're all accountable, we all have a voice. But if we keep saying words like Black and white, we're never going to heal this country, this planet. We are the one race, we are the human race. We are human beings. Yes, my lineage is Sicilian. I'm about as Sicilian as you get. And yes, my husband is Jamaican, and he's about as Jamaican as you can get. But we are all the human race. And trying to have our children grow up without these conversations is the only thing we can do that I see that's the most powerful thing, not the only thing. The most powerful thing we can do is to take race out of the conversation of our kids. My daughter's 12 years old, and she's learning about slavery right now. We're dealing with 1849 and the gold rush and the slave trade, and it is hard to teach her what our ancestors have done. And I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, which was the end of the Underground Railroad. I didn't grow up with those thoughts, but I know that they're there. I know they still live today, and we have to teach our kids to be colorblind. That's as a team, because you said about team, Maria.
Yes.
The gift you can give to the team going forward is that these young children can be colorblind. And I mean that in the nicest way.
I'll take that on. Okay, thank you.
Got that. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for creating a phenomenal morning. Giovanni, bring us home, my friend.
So, Joe, Sorrel, everyone in the daily huddle, thank you for being here. And it's a real challenge for me to bring us all home. There were so many beautiful, impactful, heart-touching conversations that you created for us, Joe. I was actually thinking, how do I close the daily huddle today? Because of the beautiful flow of inspiration, imagination, possibility, right? In all sense of the way. Thank you for sharing your story with us today. Thank you for creating the context of one race. Thank you for the whole thing. I'm out of words and I could keep going, right? Sorrel, thank you for inviting Joe. This was a beautiful conversation. I can't wait to be her friend. I will probably be not the smartest one there, but I can't wait to be in her circle. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here. This is it for me. Sorrel, your last word?
Giovanni. This deed, Rose is the one who said, you know, Joe should be on the Daily Huddle. Rose, thank you for inviting Joe to the space. And Joe, thank you for creating the space. What are your last words for the world, Joe?
We have a theme. Out of many, one. That's where one love comes from. And we are one planet. We are one race. And we have one love. So, one love.
Let's go out and spread that. Thank you, Joe.
Great job.
Bye. Thank you.
day,
Have a great
everyone.
day.
This is your daily show. We'll see you on
Bye. Thank you.
Didn't know I needed to bring some tissue to the Daily Huddle.
Thank you.
Bye
Have a good day, everybody.
bye.